AVS Media Demo.
Come and see. The ground was turned over near the pig run, and there were droppings that steamed. Jack bent down to them as though he loved them. Ralph, we need meat, even if we are hunting the other thing. If you mean going the right way, we'll hunt.
AVS Media Demo.
The hunters bunched a little by fear of the mentioned beast, while Jack quested ahead. They went more slowly than Ralph had bargained for, yet in a way he was glad to loiter, cradling his spear. Jack came up against some emergency of his craft,
AVS
and soon the
Media
procession
Demo.
stopped. Ralph leaned against a tree, and at once the daydreams came swarming up. Jack was in charge of the hunt, and there would be time to get to the mountain. Once, following his father from Chatham to Devonport,
AVS
they had
Media
lived in a
Demo.
cottage on the edge of the moors. In the succession of houses that Ralph had known, this one stood out with particular clarity, because after that house he had been sent away to school. Mummy had still been with them, and Daddy had come home every day.
AVS Media
Wild ponies
Demo.
came to the stone wall at the bottom of the garden, and it had snowed. Just behind the cottage there was a sort of shed, and you could lie up there watching the flakes swirl past. You could see the damp spot where each flake died. Then you could mark the first flake
AVS
that lay
Media
down
Demo.
without melting, and watch the whole ground turn white. You could go indoors when you were cold and look out of the window, past that bright copper kettle and the plate with the little blue men. When you went to bed there was a bowl of cornflakes with sugar and cream.
AVS Media
And the
Demo.
books, they stood on the shelf by the bed, leaning together, with always 2 or 3 laid flat on top, because he had not bothered to put them back properly. They were dog-eared and scratched. There was the bright shining one about Topsy and Mopsy that he never
AVS
read
Media
because it was
Demo.
about 2 girls. There was the one about the magician, which you read with a kind of tied-down terror, skipping page 27 with the awful picture of the spider. There was a book about people who had dug things up, Egyptian things. There was the boys'
AVS
book of
Media
trains,
Demo.
the boys' book of ships. Vividly they came before him. He could have reached up and touched them, could feel the weight and slow slide with which the mammoth book for boys would come out and slither down. Everything was all right. Everything was
AVS Media
good-humoured
Demo.
and friendly. The bushes crashed ahead of them. Boys flung themselves wildly from the pig track and scrabbled in the creepers, screaming. Ralph saw Jack nudged aside and fall. Then there was a creature bounding along the pig track towards
AVS
him,
Media
with
Demo.
tusks gleaming and an intimidating grunt. Ralph found he was able to measure the distance coldly and take aim. With a boar only 5 yards away, he flung the foolish wooden stick that he carried, saw it hit the great snout and hang there for a
AVS
moment.
Media Demo.
The boar's note changed to a squeal, and it swerved aside into the covert. The pig run filled with shouting boys again. Jack came running back and poked about in the undergrowth. "Through here!" "But he'd do us." "Through here," I said. The boar was
AVS
floundering
Media
away
Demo.
from them. They found another pig run parallel to the first, and Jack raced away. Ralph was full of fright and apprehension and pride. "I hit him. The spear stuck in." Now they came unexpectedly to an open space by the sea. Jack cast about
AVS
on the bare
Media
rock
Demo.
and looked anxious. "He's gone." "I hit him," said Ralph again, "and the spear stuck in a bit." He felt the need of witnesses. "Didn't you see me?" Morris nodded. "I saw you right bang on his snout. Whee!" Ralph talked on excitedly. "I hit him all right. The
AVS
spear
Media
stuck in.
Demo.
I wounded him." He sunned himself in their new respect and felt that hunting was good after all. "I walloped him properly. That was the beast, I think." Jack came back. "That wasn't the beast. That was a boar. I hit him." "Why didn't you grab
AVS
him?" I tried.
Media Demo.
Ralph's voice ran up. "But a boar!" Jack flushed suddenly. "You said he'd do us. What did you want to throw for? Why didn't you wait?" He held out his arm. "Look." He turned his left forearm for them all to see. On the outside was a rip. Not
AVS
much, but
Media
bloody.
Demo.
He did that with his tusks. I couldn't get my spear down in time. Attention focused on Jack. "That's a wound," said Simon, "and you ought to suck it, like Berengaria." Jack sucked. "I hit him," said
AVS
Ralph
Media
indignantly.
Demo.
"I hit him with my spear. I wounded him." He tried for their attention. "He was coming along the path. I threw like this." Robert snarled at him. Ralph entered into the play, and everybody laughed. Presently they were all jabbing at Robert, who made mock rushes. Jack
AVS
shouted,
Media
"Make a
Demo.
ring." The circle moved in and round. Robert squealed in mock terror, then in real pain. "Oh, stop it! You're hurting!" The butt end of a spear fell on his back as he blundered among them. "Hold him!" They got his arms and legs. Ralph, carried away by a
AVS
sudden
Media
thick
Demo.
excitement, grabbed Eric's spear and jabbed at Robert with it. "Kill him! Kill him!" All at once Robert was screaming and struggling with the strength of frenzy. Jack had him by the hair and was brandishing his knife. Behind him was Roger, fighting to get close.
AVS Media
The chant
Demo.
rose ritually, as at the last moment of a dance or a hunt. "Kill the pig, cut his throat, kill the pig, bash him in." Ralph, too, was fighting to get near, to get a handful of that brown, vulnerable flesh. The desire to squeeze
AVS
and hurt
Media
was
Demo.
overmastering. Jack's arm came down. The heaving circle cheered and made pig-dying noises. Then they lay quiet, panting, listening to Robert's frightened snivels. He wiped his face with a dirty arm and made an effort
AVS
to retrieve
Media
his status.
Demo.
"Oh, my bum!" He rubbed his rump ruefully. Jack rolled over. "That was a good game." "Just a game," said Ralph uneasily. "I got jolly badly hurt at rugger once." "We ought to have a drum," said Morris. "Then we could
AVS
do it
Media
properly."
Demo.
Ralph looked at him. "How, properly?" "I don't know. You want a fire, I think, and a drum, and you keep time to the drum." "You want a pig," said Roger, "like in a real hunt." "Or someone to pretend," said Jack. "You could get someone to dress up
AVS
as a pig, and then
Media
you could act,
Demo.
you know, pretend to knock me over and all that." "You want a real pig," said Robert, still caressing his rump, "because you got to kill him." "Use a little un," said Jack, and everybody laughed.